weekend of the Hampshire Festival of the Spoken Word, and by 1 a.m. on an unlit back road during a torrential rainstorm, I was lost. Now the signs were all there, and if I saw them for what they were, I would have seen it coming, but it's one thing to go looking for ghosts. It's another when you find one. I could have blamed it all on the fog playing head games with my headlights. I could have told myself I was stressed and lost and going through a divorce, vulnerable to all the things a mind could wish on itself. I could tell myself I didn't see her. But I was there. And she was kneeling on the drop-off side of a rain-swept switchback in a full bridal gown with veil, the train awash across the road behind her. Now the fog had been playing with my headlights, seeming solid, sifting away as the light angled off, but she did not. Still kneeling there until she did not move from my sight, she simply went. When I reached the spot where she had been, my car coughed and fan vent blew cold in my face. Now I know I set it on heat defrost. I checked. Just past the spot, my car resumed its unmuffled growl, and I swore to myself, I prayed, I do not want to break down here. Later I learned I had passed by Cemetery Hill Road, and that is a road and a reference point. A doorway. I knew I would see at least one ghost that weekend. It had been on the Hampshire campus in 1985 that Virginia McLaughlin broke my heart on the steps of the Edward F. Johnson Library and later finished the job in her bed, where my heart turned shades paler than dead, and I fled, leaving that ghost behind me. We had been engaged until, with just a word from her, all the wedding dress-up I imagined vanished through the veils between our worldviews like fog still playing with the headlights of the same lost boy, a different rainy night. And I swore this weekend I would not stand outside of her dormitory, and I would not look up at what had been her window. And of course I did. I looked up through that glass like I might grasp her back through one last glimpse of her ghost. I wanted to know if it still hurt. I don't want to break down here either. But it made me feel guilty and sad to have seen one ghost on a roadside at random while knowing of the one my heart left here 17 years ago to the day, as it waited through all those rainy nights for me to return, to own up, to accept it now for who I was then and let go. Set us both free. I don't know what I saw on the roadside that rain-sick Friday night any more than I know whether Virginia will ever hear this poem or care. It might matter, it might not. It doesn't change anything. We only see ghosts so that by seeing them, we can help release them, so that we can keep moving on to someplace better in our lives without dragging our ghosts along with us and without leaving them behind.